think this works perfectly. The stream is live. Boom. Let me go to my favorite place. Oh no. 1 minute.
Okay, hi everyone. Good afternoon if you're in Ghana and wherever else you're watching us from. Good evening, good morning. You're welcome to our security webinar series, starting today and every Sunday until the end of the year. It's brought to you by Fortified, a team of professionals with cutting-edge expertise and proven track record in the design, supply, deployment, and maintenance of security and identification systems, including CCTV, security access, fire detection, electric fencing, staff attendance management systems, regular alarm systems, video door phone systems, telephone systems, satellite TV systems, vehicle tracking systems, and residential security solutions. Our focus for the next few weeks is to show you how to protect yourself and your family and your workspace. We all know how things get around the holiday season. And for us in Ghana, it's also election season. So you want to take all the precautions you can to stay safe. Today, we have 3 resource people coming to speak to us about different aspects of security. But before they do, I'd like to invite Mr. Jonathan Ajiman, the CEO of Fortified, to let us know why we're here. I've said that already, but Jonathan will add on a bit more. And just in case you're wondering, even though it's showing on the screen, my name is Noeki Abi, and I'm your moderator for the next few weeks. Hi, Jonathan, over to you.
Hello, thank you, Nweki, for the good introduction. It captures everything about Fortified. So I think I'll go straight ahead and talk about what the objectives are for this series of webinars we'll be doing. The end game is for us to bring it to top of mind of the general public. That when it comes to security, each and every one of us is ultimately responsible for our security and the security of our loved ones and our properties. So if you called on practitioners like Fortified or like any of the resource persons or anybody, security services, be they state or private, to help you with security, you should know you are the boss. And being the boss, ideally, you should be the most knowledgeable. So this series are geared towards equipping us all with skill, with knowledge on things we can do to keep us safe, right? And I hope I'm not intimidating anybody. We are not talking about rocket science. You see most of the things, we'll talk about it, and most people will be like, oh, I knew this. So we are just bringing it top of mind. That's why we call it the security made simple, right? So it's everyday things some people have been doing, but some of us have been glossing over. And as we go through it, you'll see what we are talking about. So it's an honor to have you on board. We thank you all for coming. And then please tell a friend to join, because we are helping, we are putting your security in your own hands. Most of these things won't cost you a dime. So thank you. Over to you again, Nikki.
All right, thank you very much, Jonathan. So without much ado, without much ado, we're going to go straight to our first person. He's a security analyst and private protection consultant. His name is Mr. Edward Leslie Adom. So, Edward Leslie, over to you. He's going to talk to us about lessons we can pick from recent robberies. And I'm really interested in this because I was robbed maybe a month ago, 3 weeks, a month ago. So I'm very interested in what he has to say and how I can apply it to my life moving forward. Over to you, Edward.
Thank you very much, Audrey. Um, we have witnessed a couple of crimes, robberies recently. One actually, the latest one was actually yesterday. Happened at La Paz. It had to do with a forex bureau. The lessons we can learn from these robberies are plenty. There are lots, actually. I'll need about an hour to talk about them, but I'll just simplify them to just three major points. The first lesson we need to learn about it is location. Most most Ghanaian businesses are not too security minded as to where they locate their businesses. Take, for instance, the Adabaka robbery. It was a jewelry shop. They deal in gold. Gold attracts thieves. Gold is high value. Where the place is, where the shop was situated, you have within the vicinity, you have pubs, you have eateries and stuff over there. Now these are places where criminals can go and scope you out. They can go there anytime, watch, spy on you, take a note of who comes in, who goes out. Now, if you watch the video clip very carefully, you realize that when they came, they made away with cash. That is also a big mistake. When you are doing business, especially a high risk business as in gold, you don't deal with cash. Most of the payments should be electronic. It saves the risk of them attracting robbers. Listening to the interview, you realize that the man who was robbed was a customer. And what I deduced from that was whatever he was coming to do, whether he was coming to pay or not for gold or not, I don't know. But the whole thing was that he brought in money and the people followed him. That could have easily been avoided if he had just conducted the business electronically by bank transfer, because you don't carry that much money on you. It attracts thieves like sugar attracts ants. That's the first thing you need to know about. Now, secondly, the area itself is a very quiet area. It's one of the least protected areas in Adabraka. And it's because most people think the whole place is secure because there's a police, it's just a few meters behind the police station, the Adabraka police station. But not to degrade or denigrate the Ghana police, but the Ghana police isn't known for quick responses. There is no way they will hear about a robbery and they'll get there within 3, 4, 5 minutes. Their response time is very low, very slow. You can tell that the business owners themselves, if you look carefully at the area, you will realize that they had no CCTV. You have no CCTV. They didn't even have any security, any security man around. Perhaps if they did, and if they had somebody who was trained, the person would know, or would at least have taken note that there are people lurking around. But none of that happened. And it leads to another point, which one point that most Ghanaian businesses fail to do it. They invest in everything except security. Most people think that the police are there. It's the police job to handle security. So it's up to them. It's not my business. It's not my job. All I have to do is call the police when a thief comes in. But when you are dealing with business, anything that has got to do with cash flow, you need to know that you are a target for robbers. It's just a matter of when you're going to get robbed. It's not a matter of if you're good, you will get robbed. It's all a matter of when. And thieves will always come and rob you when they notice that you have no security measures. And I don't know if this is a very good example to use, but I'll use it anyway. In my personal experience, there are times I've walked into banking areas in Ghana with a sidearm on me. Yes, I've walked into a lot of banking areas with sidearm. And it will surprise you to know that nobody has ever stopped me. No one has ever stopped me. No one has ever asked for my ID. They just let you walk through. They automatically look at my structure and they automatically assume that I'm a security person. I'm with the BNI, I'm with the police or something, and they just let me through. I was talking to Jonathan just a few minutes ago, and I asked him that I told him about one of the experiences I had when I walked into Fidelity at Tesano with a sidearm by me, and I actually asked to see the manager. After introducing myself, asking him about the security measures and stuff, I realized that at the time, most of their security lapses were very, very, very bad. And so through talking, I suggested that the first thing they needed to do was to train and reorient the person at the door, because as a security man, you're always the first stop. Because if any robber should come into the place, he's the first contact. It's a different thing if I shoot him and get in, and it's a different thing him allowing me to walk in. I've been to other institutions in Ghana, including government institutions, where I've carried my sidearm, and nobody has ever bothered to stop me. This comes to show that the whole, I don't know if it has to do with our culture or our psyche. I don't know what the problem is, but Ghanaians generally do not invest in security. And I think it's because we live in a society that's moral. We live in a very moral society, so people expect that even thieves will be moral. But a thief is not going to be moral. A thief has just one thing in mind: to come to rob you and to harm you if he doesn't have his way. So the best thing you need to do is to find ways of securing your property, securing yourself. So how do you protect yourself? First things first, when setting up a business, you need to know the risks behind your business, the risk involved in your business, the kind of crimes that your business will attract. You need to know. Secondly, you need to have a plan as to how to protect your business. Because if you're running a business which value is in the millions, the hundreds of thousands and the millions, it makes absolutely no sense to invest in security, that can be equated to the hundreds. $1 million businesses need $1 million security measures. The value of your business is what will attract the kind of crimes, the kind of criminals you're going to have. And the thing is, most people have this expectation that when it comes to security, the police are there. The police are only as effective as how you make them. The police have they have a major problem in Ghana, and their major problem is they are understaffed. You can only get assistance from the police if you invest in the police. So if you find your business in a community, you might as well budget some of your funds towards sponsoring the police to help them up. Excuse me, to help them. When you help them, they are human. They now have reason to be concerned about you and your business. So, talking again from personal experience, 3 years ago, there was a period about 8 years ago when there used to be robberies in Tesano where I lived. Now, there was a police barrier just before the junction leading to my house. Whenever I was going home, I would always make sure that I would tip the boys in the evenings. One night as I was going, I just stopped by and asked them if they had eaten. They said they hadn't eaten. So I stopped, I turned my car around, went to the local Frankie's and got some food for them. Since that day, after that day, a week later, my wife woke me up and told me that she's noticed that there are some policemen walking around our wall. I didn't take any note of it. So 2 weeks later, I met one of the commissioners, and he was telling me that some of his boys have been protecting my property for me. But did I ask them? I said no. So one evening, I go out and I asked them why, and they said, "Oh, it's because they're just doing me a favor when they're off duty, because me and Nipa." And then, so that's also a lesson I learned. If you are particular and you show attention, give attention to the police. I'm not talking about bribing them. It's a different thing when you bribe them. But at least show them that you appreciate their effort in protecting you, in what they do. Automatically, they'll protect you. I understand my time is up.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Leslie. But before you go, just a quick one about showing appreciation to the police and all. It's great, but there may be some people who may not be able to show appreciation. Would just say, "Oh, thank you for all you do" be enough, or it has to be some substance attached? Because if there is, then that in a way is bribery, even though you're being nice to them. So I totally get what you're saying about them saying Uye Nipa, that's why they look out for you. Because again, that is our culture. But should that really be the case that we need to help them for them to help us?
No, it shouldn't be. It isn't the case that we need to help them before they help us. But for somebody, talking from the angle of somebody who has been involved in security, I'm actually ex-service myself.
Okay.
The police aren't like the army. I was with the army. The army is well equipped to do what they do. The police, unfortunately, having been equipped.
Okay.
They have been. I don't really like talking about the government that much, but government doesn't pay attention to the police as they do to the military, to the army. So they lack basic equipment. They lack basic equipment. They lack some petty, very, 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 very petty things. And there's this unwillingness. Sorry to say this, but there's this unwillingness from the government to fund the police. They only do they only donate to police to kind of score political points.
All
That's
right.
what
You
they
know
do.
what? This is no. Let's. Let me catch you here so that we can go to our next resource person. But I think you raised a very interesting point about whether the police are ill-equipped or not. I really think we should have a session on that, because to the layman, the police we see on the streets is very well equipped. I mean, the policeman directing traffic is carrying an AK-47, and people are like, oh, why? You see police dressed in riot gear. Because for us, we don't know what goes into equipping the police to work. We just work with what we see. So I think this is something we definitely have to bring you back to have a longer conversation on this. But thank you so much for
Thank you.
shedding light on the recent robberies and what lessons there are to be learned. So we'll see you again another time, Mr. Leslie. No, Edward Leslie. Adam, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Up next, we have Mr. Percy Ni Lati Lai, and he's going to talk to us about securing our personal space. He's a security analyst and a consultant. Hi, Percy. Can you see me, please?
Yes, yes, yes. I can hear you.
Okay,
Good
I can't
evening.
see you yet. So just
Yeah, good evening.
thank
Sorry for
you.
being late for this
That's
discussion.
fine. You're right on time.
I was having double meetings, but I still have to make this one too.
Okay.
Okay. Touching on. Hey, sorry. Can I proceed?
Yes, but we still can't see you though. Are
Can
you
I
able?
proceed?
Are you able to switch on your video, please?
Yes.
Yes, I see you now. Hi. Please go ahead.
Hi. All right. So today's discussion is personal security. Security in personal security space, making sure your security in your personal space is well monitored. If I'm correct, and yeah, yeah. My
So just hi Leslie, I see you're still here. Just off the cuff remark, I was going to say something about Percy talking about personal security and us hearing what he's talking about on his personal phone. Then he muted it. So welcome back, Percy. Please go
Thank you
ahead.
very much. Uh, that is personal space security management. Um, it's something that is very, very, very interesting. Uh, I thank you for the opportunity once again. So it's personal security management focus on controlling and maintaining to enhance security around us. Basically, we do not try to pay much attention on security when it comes to our personal selves. And these are things that are very, very, very important when it comes to our daily life and everything that we do. Then also we also have to make sure we are paying key attention to various things that happens around us. In this regard, the awareness and management you actually your you actually have to look at when it comes to personal security is very, very important in our kind of industry. And then also coming this festive season and election season, everything that is security must not be left out when it comes to personal security. I'll first of all look at glance through a few things that I was able to put down just for us to understand the tidbit of it. That is personal space. Personal space can be defined as the physical areas around us and individual, which they regard as physiological, theirs invasion. Things that is around us on our way to work and on our way back home. What are the things that you're able to pay attention to? And in your way coming back, how is it like to even give you an awareness that something that's happening here at a certain given time? Personally, I used to do this few things before I leave home. I can intentionally pour a powder on the floor or on my doorstep. So before I step on it, if there's a footstep, then I know something happened in front of my door. So I would have to make sure I look through or pay attention to these things before I go. These are little things that we do not really pay attention to, and it comes back hurting us real hard. When let's assume you are going for a discussion with even friends, before you sit down, check their body demeanor or their body posture. If they are having recordings and other things with them, their demeanor and posture should tell you that you are not on a safe environment. So you watch what you talk or what you say or what you are doing, because it's either they are recording you or by voice or by virtual, depending on how their body postures are also doing. When it comes to eatery places that we have our dates, our love dates, and all those stuff, the food we eat, how it is served, who is serving, how it is even placed down on your table. These are personal things that we need to look at to make sure our personal safety is assured. You cannot have it 80% done, but at least on your 50% on average, you should be able to take care of your personal security, which is very, very important. Because as it stands now, we have in this year we have a double red zones around us. The Christmas coupled up with elections. How do we ensure that we and our kids are safe? What are the measures? When it comes to personally, when it comes to my son, I have a tracker in his bag where he doesn't even know there's a tracker because they are inquisitive. If you let him know, he'll take it out or use it to play. So
Is
he
he on
doesn't know
Facebook?
there's a tracker. There's a
Is he on
tracker in his.
Facebook or Instagram? If he is, he knows now.
Yes, he knows, but he doesn't know where it is in his bag. Unfortunately,
Okay.
yes, he knows there's something called tracker. He doesn't know where I did it, so it's in his bag. So on my phone, I just open and I can find where he is at any given time. But he
Okay.
doesn't know because knowing how inquisitive they are, he will try to fidget around it and you may not see it. So little I would say is that our kids, now that kidnapping and other things are falling in, even us, we should try as much as possible to update our status depending on how comfortable you are with updating. Maybe Accra more it is, maybe Junction more it is. Whoever is reading will know that hey, Madam is at Accra more. Hey, Madam is when they realize that Madam went to town, he has not been back home. What is happening? And the last time I saw his update that he was at Achimota, let's go and check Achimota more. Is he there? Then you begin to track. So these are things that has to be put in place to
Not to
ensure.
catch you, but isn't that also like a double-edged sword? Your state
Yes,
depending on where you
yes,
are, that also could work against you in a sense. I'm thinking,
yes. That's what I'm saying. Depending on how okay you are with these things,
or maybe we
because
can update our close friends.
yes, because my status, if I update now, It's not everybody that sees.
You will see it. Okay.
I've selected a few people that sees, and those people I'm comfortable with whatever they see in my status.
Great.
So, like I said, with who you have actually assigned for them to see
Okay.
what happens on your status day to day, because it's not
Okay.
everybody that has actually have to see. It's not even by force for you to allow
Yes.
people to see whatever happens on your status. It is very, very, very important because currently you cannot even uh, trust the next person sitting with you in the bus.
Mm.
You can't trust. Now, you joining social media pages, seeing that people are dropping unnecessary links, do not be tempted to open because most of them are tracking bits. They are tracking access points that when you open, you think you just open and nothing happened. It has entered into your cache and it is working for somebody to work on it to track you, and they can do anything. When the moment they get access to your phone, they can easily get you, and whatever they want they can do. Now you need to always make sure that you are leaving a little trace of your whereabouts to people that you think needs to know. It is very, very important so that you can easily be tracked in case the unfortunate is about to happen. Then also what you drink, whatever you are drinking in, who is presenting the thing, and all these things must be in check. Like I said, you cannot do it 80%, but you should be able to halfway do it to ensure that your safety is assured. Because there are some of the poisons, it can be placed on even on normal vodka bottle. You will see it. It will take time before it react. So you even not remember that I took vodka bottle yesterday and it is now taking your friend is saying, is now taking effect. So it is up to you to be able to take key notice of things that you do at every given time. So securing our personal places, then also you should be able to have at least one or two cameras out of your houses to be able to detect who came in your absence and who came in your whether you were there or whether you are asleep, who came around. Personally, if you're able to do that, it helps. My phone, if you see that the screen is off and you tamper with it, it takes a shot, which you will not see. So if I touch my phone and I want to find out, I'll find out, I'll know that, okay, when the phone was there, could you maybe came to take it? Yeah, I wanted to go. I will see your face, but it doesn't snap for you to see. It's not for anything because now you can't trust anybody.
That's a native app on the phone, or you had to install it. Is
No,
it a separate
you
app?
don't have to install it. It's on it. It's my phone is on
Okay.
it. I don't know about other phones, but I have it on my phone.
Okay.
It's part of it was it's part of the phone's applications when you go to the security. There's
Okay. I was going to
anti-theft.
ask phone, but we don't want to do free adverts for
No,
people.
I'm not even mentioning the phone.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's on my phone, and once you go to the security side, it's there.
Okay.
Once you drop it and the screen goes off, if you touch it, it will just take a shot, and I'll be able to. Secondly, security cameras are now less expensive. When you go to them, it is there plenty. Buy the small ones, hide it somewhere so that you'll be able to detect. And then also, when you are driving, take key attention to the car following you and the car ahead of you, and the people that are even coming to sell. So all the mirrors that you have in your car must have a proper use. Other than that, your safety is not assured. Now, assuming you have boys, they say, oh Charlie, come, let's eat some fufu. You've eaten fufu now, it is conversation time. You must watch what you say. Because trust me, when they are recording, they will ensure that their voice is not going to come, but your voice is the one that is going to come. So that if anything that they are discussing, because they want information from you, you would be the one in the soup, and you have no way to even bring them into the book. So personal safety in a space where we have to make sure things are happening everywhere we go, we should be able to identify something that can be hold on when it's in times of emergency. If you don't check these things and you just walk in and walk out and everything, if something is happening, you can't guarantee your safety. You cannot guarantee your safety. I
Okay.
think
Thank you, Percy. Thank you so much. I think you've raised some very key points. Things I think they're everyday things we don't consider when we are going about our daily tasks. Like you said, just don't take anything for granted because you can't necessarily trust the person sitting next to you. Anybody at all could be happening. So you always have to be aware of what's going on around you. We were supposed to have a third resource person, but unfortunately, he had an emergency. I'm just receiving word that he had an emergency, so um, he's unable to join us. But we'll just use the next few minutes to bring back Jonathan and Leslie, if he's still around, to take us through the
You're
highlights
up.
for today. I think just to sum up
You're up.
what we've
Yeah,
learned.
you.
So, Edward Leslie, over to you.
Call for me. Call for me.
Yeah.
Yes, Jonathan, I called you as well.
So what am I supposed to be touching on again?
Oh, we're just recapping all that we've talked about today. Just like highlights before we say bye bye to our audience.
Okay, so the highlights are simple. Just when establishing a business, first thing, location, location, location. Be wary, be very careful, and familiarize yourself with the location. Second, you should know about your business, know the risk involved in the business, the kind of crimes that businesses such as yours will attract. And thirdly, judging by the way things are now, if you're also going to depend on the police, make them your friend. I guess. No, yeah, I know that point is a bit, but as of now, that's the best thing to do. You have to make them your friend. We'll talk about that later on, I guess.
Yes,
Okay.
we'll talk more about that later. Jonathan,
Yeah.
just a quick recap from you, and how also tell us how Fortified can support us in what we've learned today, protecting your personal space and then your workspace from
Yeah.
robberies. How are we going to contact Fortified for support and all that?
Okay, thank you so much. 1 hour has come so quickly. So if you look at the ticker down there, I think our contact information is there. If my colleague will help it pause a bit to stay, and then we can capture our contact details. To recap on something Edward was saying, Mr. Edward Leslie Adam was saying about the police being your friend. I'm sorry, but I'm going to even I'm going to be more offensive. Actually, when you are living, I think it's been a lived experience. The age bracket we find ourselves in, gray hair and all that. When we are buying lands, we've been buying it away from where we grew up. I grew up in Tema. If I'm buying land, I'm not buying it in Tema. Hopefully, I'll be buying land in Tema one day, but I'm not there yet. We are buying from outskirts of town. When you go there, apart from the police, please make those referrals you see your friends to. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Smart guys Like me, understand what I mean. Making them your friend means buying them some substances and all that. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm done. Okay. Yeah. So let's move on. So
I think we always need to vet whatever you have to say before you come. You come on here.
we are talking about securing people's spaces. You are giving me the practical thing, right? You're giving
True.
the practical things. Yeah. So,
True.
and I apologize, but that's what will save your life. So one day should
Okay.
be boss you, somebody can pass you as the way we beat guys, the voice, the tone of my voice should tell you what I mean by being friends with those people. The way we sound here, will come again. You need those people in your squad. If you are buying
So
lands or
assuming you're
houses,
helping them, like they're saying, the next time they say, "Oh, boss, CBU, please come and pass." That's how it will go. Eh?
I mean, we
Don't mind me.
I've
Don't
left
mind
I've
me.
left the excuse. No, it's good. You need to point those things out. And in an ideal society, we shouldn't be talking about these things. So it's very respected, it's well granted, but then the ball in the air is we are teaching people how to secure themselves. So even the unpalatable things have to come up. And hopefully from this, we'll be getting better and better as a country. So when it comes to We Fortify, the way we can help you do all these things is something Mr. Adom mentioned, Edward Leslie mentioned, Percy, Mr. Neil Lai also mentioned. Your electronics. I like the way Percy put it. He said you can't be walking in and out of your house without having any records of what has been happening. When you go to work and you come back, I mean, and so then we are alluding to CCTV. So you need some of those for a house. Since we are, yeah, for a house. I think today the central theme has been around securing our personal spaces. For a house, you should be looking at more proactive forms of security. The first that will come to mind is the electric fence. And again, I'm going to probably offend a few people. Some clients get offended and say, no, we won't do that. Electric fence comes with deadly voltage. So when the intruder touches it, something ugly is happening to them when it's set right. And when a good professional does it, it can't be compromised. So electric fence, you're looking at your CCTV for, these days we have CCTV that will be proactive because it can alert you that a human being passed by. You'll be getting your records of what happened. You can look at preventing people from accessing your gate by automating your gate. So I think I'll stop with that with what Fortified can do for your space. I think that should cover it for now. Between the CCTV, electric fence, gate automation, I think we've started a conversation. We can be going deeper into how you can, if you're looking at your businesses, you could be doing things that help protect you from enemies within, aka staff and partners and so on. But yeah, we'll take it as we go along. Once again, anybody I've offended with anything I said, we are here to help you. So please try and digest it and discuss it with your friends and see if there are practicalities in those, the type of people you have to find a way of making allies with, given the terrain we find ourselves in. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. And want to say thank you to everyone who made the time. Sunday afternoons are rest um, season for most people because we are getting ready for the working week. So we don't take it for granted that you made time to be here. We're very grateful. We look forward to seeing you next week. The recording will be up for those who are not able to join. And if you have any questions, you can put them on there and we'll address the questions next week. And as you go through your week, remember to take the precautions we have mentioned. If you need more support, reach out to Fortified so that we can help you live fearless. Thank you once again. My name is Nweki AB, and we'll see you same time next week. Okay, bye.
Demiti